Hey guys, Lunar here, welcome back to another Skyrim console mod video where we go over upcoming mods for the game each day. All the mods in these videos are a work in progress, but we can still download them if you want to risk it for yourself. As always guys, hit the like button if you enjoy and check out my Twitter as well on screen to see the current mods I have installed. And we can just jump straight into the first mod. Our first mod is called Liv, a standalone Bosmer follower. She is specialized in light armor, one-handed, and archery. She has an independent stealth bar, so even if she is detected, enemies won't be alerted to you, and she can be found in the rented room in the Battered Mare in Whiterun. She's fully voiced using the defaults from the game, and she is a work in progress, so she is being worked on, and the author plans to give her a custom voice and conversation. Our next mod is called Bloodstone, and the mod adds a new sword to Skyrim. Retrieved from the realm of Mehrunes Dagon during the Oblivion Crisis, the Bloodstone has the dark ability to absorb the health of its victims, even after death. Bloodstone has an absorb health enchantment which does 10 points of health damage absorption for 1 day, for a total of 864,000 points of health absorption. It also has the same base damage of a Daedric sword. To get the weapon, well, simply smith it under the Daedric smithing category. No worries, there is no perk or material required to craft. To temper it, however, you will need 1 Daedra heart to do so. So a very cool mod. This next mod is called Hearthfire Cellar Expanded, and adds a new area to each of the cellars of Hearthfire houses, Halliarchan Hall, Lakeview Manor, and Winstead Manor. Some unknown beds for followers and other NPCs have been added. Automatic doors and NPC bedrooms of Lakeview Manor and Halliarchan Hall, containers, bookcases, bookshelves, wall weapon displays, and Hearthfire planters. Arcane chests, Arcane Enchanter and Alchemy Lab, Dragon Priest mask displays, a bathroom, and the mod is a work in progress of course and is still being updated over time, but you can install this mod right now if you want to get all the things that's already been added. Our next mod is called Ursulized Enemies of a Harsh but Rewarding Economy. The mod is actually a collection of 4 different mods that's been added together by this mod author and slightly tweaked. The first mod you get is Scarcity. Scarcity is adjustable to make loot 2 to 10 times less likely to be found inside containers, dead creatures, and dead NPCs, and affects everything from arrows to lockpicks to scrolls to gold. It will not touch quest-related items or items equipped by NPCs, but it will make your game much tougher. The next mod you get with this one is called Mortal Enemies. Player and humanoid enemy attack cones are reduced to reasonable levels to better match animations just like the original Mortal Enemies mod, which affects creature attack cones. As a result, attack rotation restrictions were able to be relaxed and make combat more fluid while still keeping humanoid enemies from aimbotting. Next up you get Ursa, which was one of the very first overhaul mods. It makes Skyrim more difficult in that at first levels the player is very weak. Growing your level empowers the player will become stronger than a lot of the other enemies in game, but also at very high levels there will still be some challenging and dangerous enemies to fight, so you can still die in combat. Finally, a mod that's already out for consoles, and that's Morrow Loot, and Skyrim's loot and most enemies are no longer leveled, new and vanilla artifacts are powerful, and Morrow Loot's old level list has been meticulously perfected, so you will no longer find glass armor, for example, lying around or anything better. Items are also going to be much rarer and more difficult to find in-game. All 4 mods are combined to make this harsh but rewarding economy mod. Our next mod is called the Elder Scrolls Online Imports. The Elder Scrolls Online Imports adds some locations, items, spells, NPCs, and other things that appear in the Elder Scrolls Online into the world of Skyrim. All content is leveled according to vanilla Skyrim. Most weapons and armors you will find also will be leveled to your level as you enter that location. All improvement options of vanilla Skyrim are also correctly implemented. So the mod adds the following stuff to the game. Followstone Hall, a ruined hall of the companions overlooking Sharstone. Fulhelm Fort Ruins, a fort ruined at Skyrim's border to Morrowind near Dayspring Canyon. Hall of Trials. The Hall of Trials was used as Windhelm's arena, now the city walls were removed and the hall is just outside of the city. Morvenskar Royal Tombs. This was originally a burial site to many of Skyrim's kings. It has been fortified over the ages, but the crypts remain. Vernon Woods, a forest between the Rift Watchtower and Redwater Den. Back in the Second Era, the Reachmen and the Order of the Black Worm worked together to resurrect the spirits of the ancient giant Sinmar there. Some dark energy still remains in these woods. Vildengrav, an ancient Nordic tomb burial place of the dragon priest Korthar. A portal lead there can be found in the Labyrinthian. Finally, Wittestadr. This small town was the site of the battle between the vampires Majorn the Ancient and his son Beleric. The village lies in ruins now, but there are still reports of vampire activity. So if you want to see some Elder Scrolls Online stuff in Skyrim, then check out that mod. Of course, it's still being worked on and other stuff will be added over time. Our final mod is called Valyrian Steel, Weapons and Ice of Fire. The mod adds Valyrian Steel weapons from George R.R. Martin's book series A Song of Ice and Fire, so Game of Thrones. The textures are in 2K resolution. The models and textures are based entirely on the description in the books, and not anything from the actual TV show, but if you do install this mod, you currently get Lord Eddard Stark's Greatsword Ice, Lord Randall Tarley's Greatsword Heartsbane, Jon Snow's Bastard Sword Longclaw, which originally belonged to House Mormont of course, the Valyrian Steel Arak used by the sellsword Captain Cago, Jaime Lannister's sword Oathkeeper, which is reforged from ice, later given to Brienne of Tarth of course, Visenya Targaryen's sword Dark Sister, and Blackfire, the sword of the Targaryen kings. All weapons have a slightly increased speed, ice being the slowest with a speed of 0.7750, which is just 0.0058 above a greatsword, since it is an enormous sword with 35 base damage, which is higher than Dragonbone, but all the other swords are slightly faster than that one. To make them all Valyrian Steel weapons, you require an ingot item named Spellforged Blade. Keep that in mind that despite the name, recipes don't just use one. This item can be found as random loot anywhere you can find ingots in game, starting at level 42 and appearing more often after level 46 and 50. So you can't just really make these weapons from the start of the game, you will have to get to at least level 42 and you will require a lot of mining and stuff to get them. Spellforged blades can also be made from a Dragon Priest dagger, a steel ingot and dragon scales plus dragon bone at the Skyforge. This requires the dragonsmithing perk Arcane Blacksmith and Dragon Armor, as do all other Valyrian recipes. The reason why all these things are so expensive to craft and so difficult to get is because Valyrian steel is supposed to be very rare and only master blacksmiths should be able to make them, so they're definitely not easy to get in game. But overall, another awesome Game of Thrones related mod that I definitely recommend you try out for yourself. Well guys, that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like and comment as well. It really does help me out, and if you have not done so yet, subscribe and turn on notifications to get the latest updates and guides for Skyrim and other games each day. But with that being said guys, stay awesome, and I will see you all next time.